stop talking me out of letting Lagos know that I had screen grabbed you because you choose to be incognito. Well, it didn't work, so you will see now.
Yeah, being incognito is the best way, so that whenever you need to erase all traces, you can do it easily.
Okay, no face, no case. Irabor, can we get into the stories for the Grapevine, because we've got a whole lot to cover this morning.
Yeah.
Let's begin with this one from Wizkid's Babanla, Wheezy. The passing of his mother, sadly, the news broke, and it's a really sad one. There's been outpour of condolences coming from different areas, and even from his colleagues, and even from professional colleagues who you would think would not believe usually how these banter have been on between the Wiz FC and the the 30BG gang. But I'm surprised. I see the outpour of love, and even coming from there's Burna Boy at a point in one of his performances took time to pay tribute to Wizkid's mom. Walk us through this.
Yeah. Nobody wants to lose a loved one, let alone a parent, a mother, at that, especially one who has been involved in your life from the beginning when you didn't have anything. When your competition pays tribute to, your mom following her passing, it's all gloves are off when it comes to situations like this, because you see how close Burna Boy is to his mom and vice versa, so nobody would dare not offer condolence or even just show any heartfelt emotion towards this type of situation. So it's the news we don't want to talk about, don't want to hear. I mean, I can't even imagine the day I would lose my mom. It's something that I can't even fathom, because I don't know how I would be. So I can't even imagine how Wizkid is right now, how, his family members would be. So our condolence to the entire Balogun family.
Yes.
We should respect them at this time. There should be no banter about Wizkid FC or OBO 30BG, but I'm like, it's just, let it be for now, until further notice, So I'm happy that his counterparts, also, gave their own condolence and tributes and everything. So it's just a sad time, because, that's show how much of an icon Wizkid is. If anything happens in his life, people react to it. And yes, indeed. So rest in peace to Mommy Jane Dolakbo, who passed away.
And even from the Atlantic, also there wasn't a scarcity of love outpour coming for Wizkid. Even Naomi Campbell also put out a tribute to Wizkid. I was really impressed with what she put out, saying she would be there whenever you need someone to reach out to. So, but if you want to be part of the conversation on the Grapevine this morning, it would be nice to get those messages coming in on the platform 0809 444 0981. Once again, 0809 444 0981. WhatsApp messages only. Let's get on to the next item, and this is it just seemed like a segue from moving from one sad story to another, but this time around we're moving from a singer to an actor whose works has probably influenced so many persons, caused us to laugh, and one of them, Ukwa, will remain a classic. So I'm just saying this to link us to Nkem Owo, and saying that it lost a daughter who's 24 years old. How easy is this for a parent to bury a child this young, and even at all? Is this something easy
I think in basically all the cultures in Nigeria, it's a taboo basically where, the parent buries the child or loses the child while they are alive. That's not anything anybody wants to even experience. First of all, I like the fact that Nkemowo only has allowed his life to be at the forefront. Nobody really knows about his family, and I like when artists do that. People in the creative world, people in the limelight, just shield their family from it. Except maybe the child wants to be a part of the family business, no problem. But for the fact that Nkemowo has lost his daughter Kosiso Chukwu at age 24, you can't even imagine the pain the man will be going through, the family will be going through. And at this point, again, just as with Whiskey, you have to respect, the wishes of the family and just allow them grieve however they want to. And whatever information that is provided to us, we just have to take it and move on with it. What we know is, she suffered from a brief illness, and it led to her passing. So we really wish that, things were the other way, that his daughter being alive, but that's the case right now. So we just have to move forward and find ways to, help the family however we can.
Let's drift into the metaverse. No, let's get into Bigiverse right now. The ongoing Big Brother Naija All-Star is the next item for focus this morning. As we look at, there's been this talk, and there's been a backlash for one of the housemates after a certain comment made somewhere around the house, where he talked about having a son. Thankfully that he has a son and not a daughter, and so he would indulge that son when the time comes. As a matter of fact, there'll be an account funded. Probably there'll be a country home where the child will get the key if there is time to go do those sowing of wild oats with the other gender. He would encourage it, and it would be his own son lashing out on the others, not people coming to take on his daughter. That's what has caused the Lagos state government to begin to react to the housemates of the All-Stars, Big Brother All-Stars, currently ongoing, Seyi Awolowo, known as Seyi in the house. Irabor.
When I saw the post on Pulse, I thought I first doubted it because I just thought maybe it was something, it was a play or a scene that they were acting out. But when I watched it continuously, I said, see, as men, we have to really uphold and continue, this lineage, this generational breeding of strong, responsible, accountable men. It starts from birth. In fact, it starts from discussing it with your partner and your wife, your spouse, or whatever, when you're having a child, how you're going to raise that child to be an upstanding citizen. So when you hear or see things like this from personalities that are supposed to be revered, it just makes you, it gives you this reality check, that, everybody cannot be put on a pedestal. A lot of things need to be, reworked in different people's minds. It is something that I do not condone. It is something that nobody should condone. You can have, barroom, club talks amongst men. Even if there are certain things, even if you think it, you're not even supposed to utter it, because once it's out there, it can cause a stir that you cannot control. So somebody needs to talk to Seyi, maybe when he comes out of the house, because even the guys that were there, I'm sure they were even shocked, to hear such on that kind of public stage. So it's very, very ideal for the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency to talk about it. A lot of Big Brother housemates to talk about it, actors, actresses, a lot of people. I even thought he was going to be removed from the house if he was up for eviction, but I don't know what happened. But again,
I've seen the other housemates, like the one Erica Lewedimus also reacted. Tasha has also reacted. There's been a backlash. Honestly, I don't know how it would survive it when it comes out.
No, for all the men, I mean, you are included. For all the our men's association on our WhatsApp group, we wholeheartedly, do not condone this. We do not support it. We do not endorse it. No. It is not it at all. That's not the behavior we're supposed to be putting out there right now, ever even. So Seyi needs to get his act together. Needs to apologize profusely when he gets out of the house. And needs to make a lot of good to correct this wrong, because it is not what we want to put out in society. Yes, Big Brother, is supposed to show human emotion, how human beings can be when they coexist in a certain space over a long period of time, a lot of things can come out. But this type, no, it's something that I would even understand if somebody wants to go at each other, maybe because there's no rice in the kitchen or something, or maybe I understand that. Or maybe somebody is fighting over man or woman or something. But it doesn't need to get to this level now. This is inexcusable. This is horrible. This is wrong. This is something that needs to be corrected immediately.
Coming from the president of the men's WhatsApp group on this issue, what more can I say? But then we would say Seyi is being the one being called out now because he lives in a space, in a metaverse where there's camera. Do you know how much of these kind of conversations go on in places where there are no cameras? Now Seyi is being crucified.
That's the point I'm trying to make. That so the fact that you're in that space, as men, even as human beings, there are certain things you cannot do or say or even just reveal just based off of where you are or the amount of people or the type of people that are there. That's why I said, even if it's something that you are thinking, it's not something you're supposed to even be saying. You get, it's not even if you have an issue with your boss or your sibling or your family member, your dad or your mom, it's not you can't just tell sometimes your parents will, annoy you. And then sometimes you just want to utter something, but you would control yourself, because you don't want to get smacked up the head or something, or removed from trust fund or something. So control.
Well, that seemed like a good place to leave it when we just take this pause. But let's let them know that they can be part of this conversation on 0809-444-0981 on the Grapevine. I see messages already piling. And this one comes from Cisco Delgado. Irabor, thanks for condemning what Seyi said regarding his son. This will show you that BBNaija, in Cisco Delgado's opinion, is immoral. But look, there are different divides, and that's not to say that Irabor doesn't watch or I don't watch.
Well, at the end of the day, everybody knows why they watch Big Brother Naija. It's something I don't think it should stop. I'm all for Big Brother Naija. I can see the business side of it. I can see the experimental side of it. It's something that in fact, see this thing that you said, that this conversation can be had or is had in different spheres, in different circles, but it's now being had here that we can see. And we're now aware that, oh, wow, this is a thing. So we need to find ways to raise our children right. So nobody should use this as a segue to come for Big Brother Naija. Come on. Do you know what they are doing to the GDP?
Yeah. So, Irabor, we'll take a break here. It's still the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1 FM. My name is Omatseye Atsenuwa. Irabor is still waiting here.
Yep.
Pack your bags and get ready for a summer like never before, because your Polaris Visa card guarantees you an incredible vacation anywhere in the world. Enjoy incredible offers on hotel bookings, restaurants, car rentals, shopping, including travel insurance, premium airport lounges, and more, all courtesy of Visa. Yeah, visit PolarisBankLimited.com/Visa today. Get your Visa card from your nearest Polaris Bank. We are all gathered here today to witness the joining of all 32 of you in beautiful matrimony to Glow Wi-Fi and router. Wi-Fi enabled devices. Take this Glow Wi-Fi and router as your novel data plug. Glow Wi-Fi and router promise to be there in good times and in bad. Now you may stay connected. Enjoy a connected life with Glow Wi-Fi and router. Get 60 gigabytes data bonus when you buy Glow Wi-Fi and 180 gigabytes data bonus when you buy a Glow router. And connect up to 32 Wi-Fi enabled devices. Available at Glow World shops nationwide. your bags and get ready for a summer like never before, because your Polaris Visa card guarantees you an incredible vacation anywhere in the world. Enjoy incredible offers on hotel bookings, restaurants, car rentals, shopping, including travel insurance, premium airport lounges, and more. All courtesy of Visa. That's amazing. Yeah. Visit PolarisBankLimited.com/Visa today. Get your Visa card from your nearest Polaris Bank.
Studio. We're back. It's still the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1 FM. 28 minutes before we hit the 9 o'clock mark, and Irabor Okosun is still here. We're getting the messages still here. I see Tayo reacting to the Seyi Awolowo's comment inside Big Brother All Stars house currently ongoing. He's saying the comment is most crude and distasteful. Imagine if he had a daughter and he had his daughter was involved in such a thing, he would come out of the house and say he's joking because he's not proud of his shameful statement. That's what Tayo has to say about that. So the roasting. And in the recent history, on the other side of the Atlantic, we heard of Jeffrey Epstein, who had caused to do the trafficking for Andrew, the son of Queen Elizabeth, who has been stripped of royal duties. It was stuff like this, engaging in all of these rounds, Irabor.
Yeah, I mean, Epstein's situation is clearly documented. That's why when it came out, a lot of people who were associated with him, decided to just back off all of a sudden. Yes. You had the Obamas, you had Oprah, you had the Clintons, you had the Bidens, everybody, so it's behaviors like this that whenever it's seen, it has to be called out. I mean, I'm not for rape, I'm not for coercion, I'm not for all those type of things, so God can surprise Seyi, by doing something, he wouldn't expect. You don't mess around like that, It's something that really he has to. I mean, his friends have to, I'm sure as guys, as people, we have friends that, whenever we do something that is just off, they call us to order. They say, guy, girl, this is wrong, change it. If not, I mean, these are things that can make you defriend somebody. These are things that can make you distance yourself from somebody. Yes, when you see those type of things, So I look forward to seeing what he's going to do to correct this.
Let's get into the street proper now with our next story. This persona we're about to talk about is seen as the street president, as the president of a particular nation. They don't wear belts, they wear their trousers half around their waist and all of those stuff. But surprisingly, somewhere along the line, we saw this particular person who would have the rap somewhere in the left hand and then do all of those songs. Well, inside life, that's what they say anyway. But I'm saying this to say that Naira Marley was spotted somewhere at the NDLEA premises, and then there were rumors he was being chosen as an ambassador for the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. And people said, so could it be you must be doing the raps, marijuana, for you to be chosen as a clean model, or because of the clout it commands among the consumers? That's why it was chosen. That brings us to Tonto DK calling out the NDLEA, saying this is a no-no.
Yes. First of all, I'm going to come at this from different angles.
Please do.
Tonto DK, first of all, needs to know what she's doing, because nobody understands what she's doing in society, based off of the fact that she's just a Nollywood actress. We're not seeing any films. Bring out some films, let's also comment on them too. If you're trying to tap into or influence a particular demography, you have to use the personalities that those people revere a lot. Yes, Naira Marley may have his character a certain way, but that pull he has over those other people that you're looking to attract, you have to find a way to work with those people. At the end of the day, when you're done fighting wars or doing certain things, it all ends with dialogue. So speaking with somebody like Naira Marley, it's a good move. I can understand the strategy behind it. Now, if you look at the statement that was put out by NDLEA, they said if they ever catch Naira Marley doing anything that is, against the law, they will prosecute him to the fullest. So that clause is there. But them trying to meet with him, to understand, the situation of the audience and trying to pass a message through that person, who is quote unquote the ringleader of what you said earlier. It's a good strategic move at the end of the day. Other personalities need to be used for that too, not those who are the inside life and all that. But Total Decay, I don't understand what she meant by the other things she said, saying that the NDLA can come to her. She's waiting for them to question her. I mean, we all know what Toto Dike has done in her life. You get. So let's not even go into that one. That's why I'm saying if Toto Dike wants to talk about anything, let us speak with her works and the things that we think we know her for in that regard.
Oh, so I mean, probably you're not going to shut your eyes to the charity causes we've seen.
I mean, I do charity too. I mean, so yeah, she does charity. Okay. Anybody who does charity, okay, yeah, good for you. It's good. Yeah, fine. I mean, we don't even want to go into the deeper conversation of if things were supposed to be done the way they're supposed to be done, charity wouldn't even need to exist. But, that's another story for another day. But my point is, Tonto Dike really, really, she should do some charity for Nollywood by bringing out movies every year.
Irabor, let's rest it there, even though we know we can probe this further, but there are issues pending. But let's get the messages coming on to the phone line. 0809-444-0981 will be the number to get it in. It is the Grapevine, and I've got Irabor Okosun digging into the stories this morning, entertainment stories. Next, we drift on to the persona, the coming pair. They say good when God created things and made them in twos. Mm-hmm. Life is binary. That's it. Mm-hmm. So it goes on for anyone who grew up or whose childhood consisted of the movies from this guy would know what I'm talking about.
Be careful before you give away your age, because by the time you say this thing, people are, oh, that's how old he is.
All right, Chinedu Ikedieze, known as that's the Aki now. I know that's how we mark him out. That's Aki now, of the pair of Aki and Popo. He has this to say: I contemplated suicide at the age of 9 over stunted growth.
Yeah. A lot of people go through a lot of things. I don't think there's any human being that doesn't have, any issue that, if not carefully handled, would spiral into something like this. A lot of people have insecurities, whether it's their height, whether it's their looks, whether it's their intellectual capabilities. It's so many things. I have mine. I'm sure everybody has theirs. But my point is, these stories need to be shared by these types of personalities to let people know that it's not all fun and games, or it's not all rosy. A lot of people go through a lot of things. I mean, you can imagine how much fame Aki and Popo have generated over the course of their lives being in Nollywood. One wouldn't know that these guys or this particular guy felt that type of thing, because you would imagine he's popular. Why would he feel that kind of thing? I mean, even the ones that are not even stunted by growth or whatever, like a lot of people have issues. I read the other time that Spider-Man Tom Holland has an alcohol problem. So you would wonder, like, you have all the money in the world, you're dating one of the finest actresses, currently, so a lot of people go through things. And I think that's what Chude is trying to do with his show, trying to humanize a lot of icons to let people know that these guys go through everyday issues, and I think Chinedu Ikedieze, I think is 45. He's almost 50. 45. And you understand, he looks great for his age, by the way. Sorry, I'm just trying to say, you can imagine how much or how long that feeling probably could still be there. How long he probably didn't even have an outlet to put it out there, to let people know that this is how I've been feeling. Because a lot of people go through a lot of things, and sometimes what would help is just to even talk about it.
True.
Just talk about it. Not even to somebody or with somebody that you know. It's just, oh my, this is how I'm feeling. I'm sure a lot of people right now are going through a lot of things. Possibly they can even vent on WhatsApp or something just to let it out, because it's a lot sometimes.
Talking about venting, Daisy comes up saying, "Good morning, all. As for the BB All Stars, I think they all think they are untouchable and bigger stars than they actually are. The behaviors have been extremely disappointing, but I guess that's what they think the public want. Thank you for calling out, Seyi." Jimexa comes up with a message saying, "Good morning, Omatseye and Irabor. I think the BBNaija show can be properly censored. I wonder what the NBC is doing." Now, Irabor, what you started, you have to finish. This is what is coming for you. This one says, goes on, Naira Marley is an undercover agent for NDLEA, and then it goes on to say, Chief or Marshal, like that he wants to say Chief or Mas or Marshal is an ancestor. Put the chief before his name. You see what you're driving at. I see how you start small fires, and this is what it becomes. Irabor, yes, so we are going through a lot in Nigeria. That's according to Cisco Delgado. Now, back to story now. Solid Star cries out for help. It's battling a lot mentally. That's the family of the singer calling out for help right now. Who would have thought Omote and Akruna, 1 million, would be going through this, like you talked about earlier on?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying now? We spoke about an actor. Now we're talking about a musician. This is somebody who has had success in his life. Now, you can imagine maybe, this success is supposed to continue. I would even like to have a sit down with D'banj to pick his brain and see how he's feeling after that whole run and how things went, down musically, to understand how he's looking at it with the way Nigerian music has blown and him not being in the spotlight, actively releasing songs. So a lot of things, you can imagine a lot of things. Now, Solid Star, he's battling, things mentally. His brother had to come out to talk about it. This whole capsule of football entertainment, it's very, very short. It can start and go and leave. You can get an injury, you can get shot, you can have so many things on in your life that, can just change it at the end of the day. So one thing I would keep saying is musicians, artists, creatives need to understand the business of their industry. They need to understand that it's a very short window. That's why when I see players sign for 200 million, 100 million, they're just trying to secure generational wealth. But now is when you secure their money, how do you handle it? How do you utilize it? How do you keep it at bay in terms of your lifestyle? So I really hope, a top producer or somebody can work with him, because I still feel he still has the talent. It's just to create a few hit songs, just like with Inyanya, he had a resurgence, and P Squared too, they also had a resurgence. So it can happen.
Well, that's seeming like you want to say, I don't know at this point right now, how we can quickly drift into this quick story by Michael Jackson saying the sexual assault allegations against Michael Jackson can be revived according to the US court in less than a minute.
See, the man is dead. He has been dead since 2009. I think that's enough. A lot of people should stop milking it. They should be ashamed of themselves. If they are lying, but if it's the truth, I pray God brings it to the fore. That's all I can say about it, really. But those that are lying, trying to get the attention and the money from his estate, they need to see something just needs to happen to them, really. It's not good to smear somebody's name even after they are gone. Give their family trouble and everything. I mean, if you see, there's a lot of changing of stories and narratives and everything. In this Michael Jackson story, it is deeper. He said it's 1 minute, so I'm not even going to go into it, before we put ourselves in trouble.
All right, thank you so much, Irabor Okosun, for your time this morning on the Grapevine.
My pleasure, always. Good morning.
And that's a wrap on the show this